Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, children. A very good morning to all of you, children. Hope you are very fresh in the morning. Hope you you went through yesterday's concepts and you are ready for the test today, right? Okay. Now today we are going on to a very new topic. The topic that we are going to discuss today is dielectric and polarization. So it's a very important and very interesting topic. We are going to talk about what is a dielectric. Actually, usually dielectrics are nothing but non-conducting substance. Okay, so dielectrics are nothing but a non-conducting substance. Now, non-conducting in the sense we talk about insulators, right? So, in insulators, now the electrons Now, the electrons in an insulators, they remain attached to the atoms or molecules, right? So, they are not free to move. They are bounded to their atoms and molecules. But these electrons can be made to have a slight displacement, okay? What can be done for that if we want to move the electrons? Okay, now it can be made to have a very small displacement under the influence of an external electric field, right? When you give an external electric field, there is chances, or you can make the electrons to move, not very much, a slight displacement, right? So this property give rise to very important electrical properties to such materials. Now, based on this view of electric properties, we call them as a dielectric. So, what is a dielectric? Now, dielectric are the substances which does not allow the flow of charges. In dielectrics, the charges will not move, but you can allow them, that they can permit them to exert force, electrostatic force on one another. That means which there is a small displacement which is possible. Due to the displacement, they exert what is called as electrostatic force, right? So dielectric is excuse me, is an insulator which can be polarized. The important word here is polarized. Polarized is restricting the movement to one particular direction. That is called as polarization. We are going to learn about this word much more in detail in optics. This one, a light, we are going to learn. Optics, we are going to learn. Polarization is nothing but restricting the movement of anything to one particular direction. Now, here when the electrostatic force is acting on one another, and the insulator, which is a dielectric, it can be made to be polarized through very small displacement. Okay, so this phenomenon is called as polarization. So how a dielectric, which is a non-conducting substance, okay, how they are experiencing the electrostatic force due to an external electric field. That is what we are going to discuss. And so many properties of dielectrics are there. Capacitor, we are going to talk about. It is a dielectric. See, we are going to learn about that. So before that, we should know what is dielectric. Okay, right. Now let us just study the behavior of conductors and insulators in an external electric field. Now this we are already familiar. Yesterday's topic also I was discussing about how the conductors will behave in an external electric field. Now the in the conductors, the free charge carriers which are nothing but electrons. In a conductor, as I told you, the electrons are very free to move, right? So the free charges in a conductor, they move, and when you keep a conductor in an external electric field, Due to the movement of charges, now when an external electric field is given, immediately the electrons in the conductor, they move in the opposite direction, which induces an electric field in them. So at a certain point, the external electric field and the induced electric field will nullify each other, resulting the electric field to be zero. Look at this first diagram. This is the first diagram here. Now the electric field is given outside. Now when an electric field is given outside, that is E naught, see here, E naught, it is from left to right. Right? Now this is a conductor. Now as soon as an electric field is given inside the conductor, there is an induced electric field that is produced. Now look at the arrows, both the arrows are having equal magnitude and opposite direction, that's all. So at a certain time, the sum of the electric field becomes zero and the net electric field considered to be zero inside a conductor. This is what we discussed yesterday. Whereas in the case of a dielectric, now in the case of a dielectric, where the charges are held with respect to their atoms and molecules, when a dielectric is kept in an electric field, what happens? I told you, they will experience a small electrostatic force. There is a small alignment and that will displace the charges. It will produce an induced dipole moment. Now we know the formula for dipole moment. What is dipole moment? P is equal to, what is the formula, children? P is equal to Q into 2A. So in the case of a dielectric, now the electric field induces the dipole moment by stretching or reorientation means the charges are arranged, they align themselves, okay, reorienting the molecules of the molecules of the dielectric. Thereby you have a small separation of the charges, charges are minus and plus, which produces a dipole moment. What is a dipole moment? You know that. Suppose if this is going to be a dipole, minus q plus q. Now the dipole moment is measured from minus q to dipole moment is P. I hope you remember all these things. P is equal to q into 2a. The distance between the dipole, the charges, minus and plus, it is 2a. The dipole moment is 2qa. This is what we read in your first chapter. So when the distance between the charges, when the dipole moment, it produces a dipole moment, which makes the charges realign and reorient is the electric field that is given, right? But see here, look at the direction here. Look at this diagram, children. The electric field is outside. This is the outside electric field, which is represented as E naught to the right side. Now here, there is an induced electric field that is created due to the realignment of the charges. But look at the magnitude of the electric field. But in the case of conductor, the magnitude is the same. So we can say that there is an electric field, net electric field to be zero inside. But whereas here, the magnitude of the electric field that is induced will be lesser than the electric field that is outside. So you cannot say inside the net electric field is 0. Is it clear? So it will not, the opposing electric field so induced, it does not cancel the external electric field, but it reduces the external electric field. We are going to learn this, how the induced electric field reduces the external electric field. We are going to learn. So that depends on the nature of the dielectric. Whichever dielectric is used, it depends upon the nature of the dielectric that is used, right? So to understand this better, we may need to go about, we may need to know about more about this dielectric, okay? So to know more about that, we may go for the next thing, like what is a dielectric and how it may divide us. Now here a dielectric may consist of two types of molecules. One is a non-polar molecule and the other one is a polar molecule. Now we talk about molecules here. The first being non-polar, the second being polar. So what is a non-polar molecule? You have to understand certain things very clearly, children, right? So I'm going to tell you the molecules of a substance may be a non-polar molecule or a polar molecule. In a non-polar molecule, the center of positive and negative charges. In a molecule, we know that there are positive charges and also negative charges. Now, in the case of a non-polar molecule, the center of the positive charge and the negative charge, they coincide. Coincide in the sense they are together. So, if they are together, now they will not have a permanent dipole moment. For permanent dipole moment to occur, the charges should be separate, right? Here I said the charges are not separate, they are coinciding with each other. The center of positive charges and the center of negative charges, they coincide and they do not produce dipole moment. Now examples of non-polar molecules are H2 molecule, the first diagram here. These are all the examples of non-polar molecules. Okay, where the center of positive charges coincide with center of negative charges and there is no net dipole moment as far as non-polar molecules are concerned. Okay, right. Next comes polar molecules. So what are these polar molecules? Now when you learn much detail about the structure of the charges inside molecules, you will know better about this. Polar molecules are those molecules in which the charges are separated by small distances. Okay, positive charges and negative charges, they have a dipole moment. They are actually here in non-polar molecules they coincide, whereas in polar molecules they do not coincide. In that sense, the positive charges and negative charges are separate, so they have a dipole moment. When the charges are separate, minus plus, you have separated by a distance, you have what is called as a dipole moment. So this is with respect to non-polar molecules and polar molecules. Okay, now for example, now polar molecules you have, these are some of the examples of polar molecules, and here HCl and water molecule are examples of polar molecules. Clear? So let me tell you again what are non-polar molecules. In non-polar molecules, the center of positive and negative charges coincide and they don't have permanent dipole moment. Examples of non-polar molecules are hydrogen, other H2 molecule and CO2. Similarly, what is a polar molecule? In polar molecule, the center of positive and negative charges are separated. They are separated and they have a permanent dipole moment. You have to be very clear on what is this dipole moment. You will be able to know what is a permanent dipole moment. The charges are separated there by a distance. Okay, so such molecules are called as polar molecules. Examples of polar molecules are HCl and water. Now what I am going to do is, I am going to keep this polar and non-polar molecules in an external electric field. Okay, this is completely theory, children. So try to understand. After my class, you have to take your textbook, go through what are all the concepts. That is only when you read twice or thrice, you will be able to understand the concept. Actually, this is a 3-mark question. What are polar and non-polar molecules? Right now, what am I going to do is, I am going to keep this polar and non-polar molecules in an external electric field. Now, as I told you, non-polar molecules, the center of positive charges and negative charges, they are coinciding. Look at this, positive and negative charges are together. Okay, electric field 0 means in the absence of electric field, the center of positive charges and the center of negative charges, they coincide and there is no distance between the positive and negative charges, so no dipole moment. Whereas here what I have done now, E not equal to 0, in the sense what? E not equal to 0 is, I have given an electric field. Now you cannot say the electric field is 0. I have given an electric field. Now when I have given an electric field, the positive and negative charges are displaced. They are now here, they are together, right? In the presence of an external electric field, the positive and the negative charges are displaced in the opposite direction. Positive charge in this direction, negative charge in this direction. So they are displaced in the opposite direction in the presence of an electric field. Now what happens? Is there a distance between negative and positive charge now? So what I have done here, I have induced an electric dipole moment in non-polar molecules. You are able to understand? You are able to understand? So, because an electric field is given, the positive and negative charges that were not coinciding, when the electric field is given, they are displaced in opposite direction, which produces an induced dipole moment. Okay, and induced dipole moment is produced, and this dielectric is said to be polarized now. Polarized in the sense, see, look at the direction, ellame ore mari irupanga, minus plus here, minus plus here, minus plus, all are polarized. Okay, so the dielectric is said to be polarized by the external electric field. Okay, now this dipole moments will give rise up to a net dipole moment of the dielectric in the presence of external electric field. This will give rise to a net dipole moment. Yes or no? There is no dipole moment at all here. Now an electric field is given, this will produce an induced dipole moment due to the presence of electric field, and all the charges here, they align. They are polarized. Now this is with respect to non-polar molecules, right? Now let us come to polar molecules. Now polar molecules, as I already told you, the center of positive and negative charges, they are separated, and definitely they have permanent dipole moment. Now look at this structure. Now here minus plus, minus plus, minus plus. Now they are all separated. They are not coinciding here. Now here also the electric field is 0. Try to understand the concept. Now here already they have a dipole moment, children. Already a dipole moment is existing between these charges. But what is not there here is, here it is not polarized. Are you able to understand? Now what is happening here? All are randomly arranged. Kanna pinnan irukku. Seriya? Now what am I going to do is, now already there is a dipole moment. They are called as permanent dipoles. In that case, they have a dipole moment in them in the absence of electric field also. Now, what am I going to do is, if I am going to give an electric field, I am going to give an electric field. Now, when an electric field is given, the individual dipole moments, they tend to align within the field. So, when an electric, இது கண்ணா பின்னான்னு இருந்தது, when I am going to give an electric field, உடனே என்ன பண்ணிக்கும்? They start aligning themselves in the direction of electric field. So what is that I am doing now? I am just giving an electric field for that dielectric to get polarized. Polarized in the sense they align in the direction of electric field. Are you able to understand? So then there is a net dipole moment. Now alignment of the electric dipoles in the direction of electric field will produce a net dipole moment. Now the direction of the net dipole moment will be in the direction of the electric field. Now what is the direction of electric field here? Electric field is in this direction, and the dipole moment அப்படின்றது minus to plus, right? That is also in the direction of electric field. So here also we can say that the dielectric is polarized. Okay ma? Right. Now the polarization, the extent of polarization depends on two factors, children. One factor is the potential energy, that is the dipole potential energy. which makes the dipoles to align in the direction of the electric field. The potential energy in the dipoles which make them align in the direction of the electric field. That is one factor. And there is also another factor which is nothing but the thermal energy. The thermal energy, it tries to disrupt the alignment. Disrupt means in the sense it will not allow to align itself in the direction of electric field. So these two factors depend. Okay, so we bother about the alignment of electric dipoles here. Will not, just I wanted to tell you the factors, that's all. Okay, now so whether it is a polar molecule, whether it is a non-polar molecule, a dielectric develops. What is it? It is developing here. It is developing a induced dipole moment. Okay, an induced dipole moment is produced in the presence of an external field. Okay, so the dipole moment that is produced is proportional to what? A dipole moment is produced only due to the electric field. So this proportionality I replace by a constant called psi, which is called as, now in your textbook they have given as psi of E. Okay, let me also write that. So the net dipole moment is directly proportional to electric field, and this psi of E is nothing but, you call it as a constant called electric susceptibility. So what is this psi of E, children? This is called as electric susceptibility. Okay, or I can also write psi of E is equal to P by E. Okay, so the dipole moment per unit volume is called polarization, and it is denoted by P. For linear isotopic dielectrics, we have psi of E is equal to P is equal to psi of E. Okay, now I am going to come to a very important discussion here, children. Now the polarization has taking place here, polarized dielectric. Now there is an electric field that is given here, which is the external electric field. So this polarized dielectric will affect the external electric field. How it is affecting? How it will modify the original electric field? That is, definitely there will be a change. Okay, now what is happening? There is an induced electric field that is created here, which we are going to learn now. Okay, so how the electric field is varied here, we are going to learn that now. So for that, now let us consider, actually in your textbook here it is minus sigma P, and it should be here sigma P. Surface, what is sigma? Sigma is surface charge density, right? Now let us consider a rectangular dielectric slab. I am considering a dielectric slab. Now this dielectric slab is, now all the dipoles, all the electric dipoles are aligned in the direction of electric field. Hope you can understand the diagram, right? And there is a electric field. Now there are placed in a uniform electric field E parallel to its faces. There are two faces. One is this face, the other one is this face, right? Now there is a polarization of the dielectric takes place. All the dielectrics are aligned in the direction of the electric field, right? Now now each and every volume element, let us take a small volume element del V in the direction of the electric field. So what will be the dipole moment of a small volume, which is given as P into del V is the dipole moment in the direction of a field for a small volume element del V, right? Okay, now this small volume element has dipoles. You have so many dipoles here. Even if we take a small volume, you have much more dipoles in it, right? Now what is happening here? What is happening here? Now the dipoles are aligned in the direction of electric field. Now when you take this part, I'll just draw some dotted lines here, children. See here. And this side also. So what I'm trying to say here is the net charge inside the dielectric, the volume element del V has no net charge. No net charge in the sense, what is happening? Why I say there is no net charge? Because now look at the positive charge of one dipole. Now this is one dipole, children, correct? Minus plus, this is a dipole, this is a dipole, this is a dipole. Now the positive charge of one dipole, where it is sitting, it is very near to the negative charge of the next dipole, correct? Yes or no? The positive charge of one dipole, now this is the positive charge of one dipole, sits next to the negative charge of the adjacent dipole. So what is happening here? Will they not neutralize? Yes or no? So here they will neutralize, and here they will neutralize, and here they will neutralize. Yes or no? So what will be the net effect? As I told you, the net charge will be 0 here, because the positive charge of one dipole sits close to the negative charge of the adjacent dipole. Right? So everywhere this will happen. Here also it will happen the same thing. Here also, similarly everywhere. So inside this part, each and every positive charge will have, will nullify. Positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative will nullify each other, and you have the surface remaining with one side fully negative charges. Now here everything gets nullified, right? So look at this surface. This part will have a negative charge fully. This plate, this side of the plate will have only negative charge. Here this plate will have only positive charge. Are you able to understand? Okay, so the positive ends of the dipoles remain unneutralized at the right surface, and the negative ends at the left surface remain unneutralized. So the balanced charges are the induced charges due to the electric field. Now here it is full of positive charge, here it is full of negative charge. There will be an electric field produced which is in the opposite direction to the external electric field. Okay, now when you charge or when you polarize, now a polarized dielectric, now what is this? This is a polarized dielectric, right? Now this is equal to, now this has produced charged surfaces. Now this surface is positively charged surface, that is why I wrote it as sigma p. Now here this is minus sigma p. So this polarized dielectric is also equivalent to two charged surfaces where the charges are induced. Now how these charges are induced, children? These charges are induced due to the external electric field that is produced. Okay, and this external electric, this induced electric field opposes the external electric field. Look at the direction. Now this is the direction of the induced electric field. I will write here as E suffix small I. So this is the induced electric field which opposes the external electric field. So the total field in the dielectric will be reduced if there is no dielectric present in the surface. So there is a surface charge density that is arised plus R minus sigma P. One side it is plus sigma, the other side is minus sigma. Now this is formed due to what? This is formed due to the bound charges. Now all these are dielectric. I was talking about dielectric, right? Dielectric is nothing but a non-conducting substances. Okay, non-conducting charges. Now here the bound charges has produced a surface whose charge density is given as plus R minus sigma P. This is a very important property of dielectric. The introduction of capacitance is based on this, how charges are induced to produce an induced electric field in the direction opposite to the existence of an electric field. Okay, so please go through the concept. Again, I have introduced so many theory concepts here. Please take your book today, go through the concepts, differentiate between what is a polar molecule and what is a non-polar molecule, and how it sets up an induced electric field inside, and how surfaces are created with charge densities plus sigma p and minus sigma p are created. Go through the concept. Again, I'm telling you, one time if you read, you will not understand. At least twice or thrice you read and write the important concepts and post me in the group. This is your homework for today. Go through the topic, important points. I want you to write it in a notebook and send it to me. Okay, ma? See you tomorrow, children.